Hey, what is going on, guys? It's CK here, and today welcome back to Forza Motorsport 6, and we're going to be taking a test drive in the Mercedes AMG GTS. Now, first off, I just want to say apologies that there hasn't been videos out in the past couple of days. Some shit went down over the weekend, and if you follow me on Twitter, you'll definitely know what it is, and other things as well, but I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, we're back today to drive this thing around Sonoma. Now, if you guys have played Forza Motorsport 4, you'll know this track as Infineon. It's possibly, I think it's my third favourite track in the world, apart from Mazda Laguna Seca, and I don't really know what my second favourite track is, but this is definitely up there. It really is. So we're going to be having some fun in this thing today and seeing how it actually is, because this is my first time driving this. Since the game's come out, I've wanted to hold this off for a video, and I've had the willpower to do it. So yeah, wow, holy shit, look at this interior, man. Holy crap, I mean, from first glance, it's kind of like wrapping around you. That is quite cool. It's kind of like a proper cockpit. It reminds me of the McLaren 650S for some reason. You know how it just kind of wraps around the driver. Oh man, it's nice, because it's kind of like that. It's like a circle dashboard. That is awesome. That's really, really nice. I like this interior. Big heads-up display. What the fuck's going on with this camera? Holy shit. Yeah, big sat-nav screen. I love the air vents and everything. Really does remind me of an airplane. And then all the big gadgets and stuff down there. So let's hear how this thing sounds. It's got a 4-litre V8, so should sound very, very nice indeed. It reminds me of the Jaguar F-Type V8, and that is a very, very high praise coming from me, but it's a lot more deep than the Jag V8, if you know what I mean, because the Jag V8 is more of a high growler, like a proper roarer, like raw, like that, but this one is kind of like deep in the rev range. That is what I like about it. It's kind of like an old school hot rod sound. So anyway, we're going to jump in to the interior view and get going. Got 4 laps around Sonoma. I just want to call it Infineon. Seriously, why did they change the name? Infineon sounds so much better. I know it sounds a bit like Infinity, but yes, they're actually not going to be making the Uru's concept Infinity, which kind of sucks. But anyway, getting back to the Mercedes, straight away you just notice the actual noise in this cabin, especially when it gets to high rev range, because I think as I said, the F-Type V8 is more growly, but this thing, I drove it in Drive Club, if you guys have been on the channel long enough to remember that video, and I was complaining about how quiet it was in that game, but oh god, I don't know what Turn 10 have done, but they made it a hell of a lot more louder in the cockpit view, which is great. Now, I'm trying my best not to drift this thing on this lap, guys, because I do want to see how much grip it has, but you know what it is, it's a freaking AMG, man. It just wants to get its arse out. That's the great thing I love about these cars. I'm not a massive Mercedes fan. I know my friend Andy is, but I'm not a giant Mercedes fan. I do love them, but I would take BMWs over Mercedes any day. Seriously. BMWs and Audis, that's just my thing. I know you guys might not agree with that, but yeah, everyone to their own, really, innit? Everyone to their own. This section, man. Proper bomb, 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 bomb going around these corners. It's great. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is all this thing is reminding me of. It's kind of like a German Mustang. Don't be put off by that, right? But it's kind of like a proper hot roddy style. That's what I should say. It's kind of like a proper hot rod, a German hot rod. Because if you compare it to like the Aston Martin V12 Vantage, that is the smallest car Aston make, and they've shoved their biggest engine into it. This is what this reminds me of. Seriously, it's got a big 4-litre V8. I think we're about 503 horsepower and we're about 490 pound-feet of torque. We're about that, I'm not too sure, but god damn, god freaking damn, man, it is good. It is really, really good. So let's see if we can be a little bit of a hooligan on this lap. So the one thing I've been waiting to do for this thing for so long. Actually, I'm surprised that I could keep away from this car for so long. So I know other people have driven it already, but I like to put my own stamp on things. Oh yes, here we go. Down into second gear for this corner. This is quite a tricky corner. If you go way too fast into it, you're going to go freaking flying. Done that a few times, I must admit. Oh yes. Oh yes, now. And we're back in Forza 4, actually drifting the V12 Vantage down here. Can do it all the way down in third gear. Yes! There's still a blooming AMG heart in there. Yes! I mean, I am sad that they're going to be putting the engines down to small displacements in the future, because no more freaking big massive supercharged engines. Why, man? Seriously, it's like the petrolhead world is dying, seriously, with all these new rules and stuff. But turbochargers, they do make the engines more efficient and they do make them more powerful, but you just don't get the same sense of fun as a supercharger or an actually aspirated engine, because there is a little bit of a lag. Well, in the Subaru WRX case, or like the old Lancer Evos, there's a lot of turbo lag, because if you've seen that episode of Top Gear where I think it's the FQ400 Mitsubishi Evo, where it goes up against a Fiat Stilo wagon and that pulls away. Seriously, that's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. It's kind of weird, this car. I was expecting to get it properly sideways, but there is some grip there. You really need to work it. Like Iggy Azalea said, you better work on my shit. And working on my shit. God's sake, I've not done. Oh God Almighty! What the fuck happened there? Holy crap! Just wanted to snap at me. Bloody hell! But yeah, I was going to say, I've not made that Iggy Azalea reference in freaking ages, man. Holy mother of God! But I love that. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. I actually flicked through the upgrades to see if you can get like the fixed carbon spoiler. You can, because I quite like the carbon spoiler on this, but yeah, again, I love the little flappy air brake thing, whatever the hell you call it. Oh yes, now I don't know what size of tyre is on the back of this, but I do think they're quite wide, because I'm feeling this is my first time driving this, as I said, guys. It doesn't feel as drifty as I was expecting, because when you can compare it to the C63 Black Series, that thing is a lot more easier to drift than this. It's kind of weird. We're only going to have to wait until the Black Series version of this, but it's weird why they've still not brought in the SLS Black Series to this game. Kind of strange, but you never know in DLC. You never know, because I was thinking about that. What the fuck? Holy shit! This thing's definitely a lot more anxious on the limit. If you know what I mean? Reminds me of the Ferrari 360 a little bit. It's kind of nervous at the limit for some reason. You keep it in mundane speed. Kind of do. Noise though, it just sounds like caramel. Oh God. So nice. So freaking nice, man. Listen to it. It's when you get to the 6,000 RPM rev range, it's just the sweet spot. It really is. Come on, baby. Come on. That. God, I would. Oh, I was going to say something there, but I'm like, what would I take? The F-Type R Coupe or this? That's the question of the day, guys. What would you take? The F-Type R Coupe or this? We'll tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to go backwards. That's what I always do. I do not know. I really do not know what I would pick. Because this thing is different in its own ways. This is turbocharged. The Jag is supercharged. So you do get that more sense of craziness with the Jag. But in this, since I think it's smaller than the Jag, it feels a lot smaller, and as I said, the interior kind of wraps around you, so it does feel a lot smaller. It kind of feels more of a hot rod compared to the Jag. I never thought I'd say that, but it does. It is weird. It is really weird. I love it. As much as I love the Jag and I love this, I can't decide on what I would pick. Seriously, I really can't decide. It's a tough question, so I'm going to leave it down to you guys. What would you guys pick? Because they are main rivals. Mercedes built this to actually compete with the Jag and the Porsche 911. So I think it is more of a Jag rival, in my opinion, because 503 horsepower, the Jag does have 540 horsepower, so it is a bit more powerful. And on the looks department, I still think the Jag kind of licks the Mercedes a little bit. I mean, it is a great looking car. When I first seen this thing when it came out, I'm like, are they just ripping off the F-Type? Seriously? Because, I mean, look at that posture. Seriously, big, oh shit. Big long sweeping bonnet, short back end, and it just really looks like an F-Type. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like, can we actually drift it all the way up the hill? Come on, no, I wanted to do something a bit better than that. Come on. Come on, Mercedes. You're meant to be a drifting beast. I'm a little bit disappointed with this thing. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I was expecting big things from it, but I'm a little bit disappointed on the drifting front. It needs a tad more power and a little bit of weight reduction. It feels heavy. It feels heavy. Compared to the Jag, it feels pretty heavy. Because I think it's around about £3,500. Don't know what the Jag is in comparison, but it definitely feels a lot heavier than the Jag. Because I drove the F-Type around the Top Gear test track the other night. Felt quite light. Felt quite light. So if you want to see a face-off video between the two, I'll be glad to do that. Really would be. But anyway, guys, that is going to conclude the short drive of the Mercedes AMG GTS. Quite an interesting one. Seriously, it's probably the first car that has puzzled me on Forza 6 in terms of better expectations. I was expecting a hell of a lot more from this thing. I don't know if it's just me right now, but we're going to have to see what it's like at a head-to-head shoot-off. That'll be coming soon, guys. I will try and get it out within the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, keep your eyes out for that, but I can't sum this thing up. I just can't sum this thing up. It's a freaking great car nonetheless, right? But I was expecting to get it a little bit more sideways. I don't know what it is. It might just be the tyres that are a wee bit too grippy. But I don't know. For me, it isn't exactly as good as the Jag for drifting. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. Still a great car. Still love it to bits. Probably the best thing about it is just its noise and the way it kind of makes you feel connected with it. So sorry for getting all spiritual here and shit, but anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed it, then please do leave it a like. It helps out big time and it is much appreciated as well. Share the video around with all your friends as well, and yeah, sub to the channel if you want to see some more Forza 6. Leave some suggestions for cars and other videos you want me to do as well, in this game or in any other games. So yeah, from me and the AMG GTS, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.